appreciate it. My name is Eric Hurt. I'm the, for those of you that I don't know, I'm the Vice President of Creative for Zavitson Music Group. So definitely want to start out by saying on behalf of Beverly Miller, Denise Zavitson, Russ Zavitson, and the rest of the ZMG crew, thank you so much for coming out. You probably already know why we're already here for this software that has been developed called Music Pub Works. And I'm not going to talk long, but just to set it up quickly, this all started to service an in-house need. We saw a lot of changes in the company last year, and there were a lot of things that we needed to improve our pitch capabilities, catalog management, and everything. And Denise Zavitson and Kenny House designed some software that was very impressive to us, and it started impressing other companies that had heard about the software. So anyway, this is just the introduction to this. We're excited about it. We hope that you will be. It's helped us a lot with what we've been doing, and we're confident that it's going to help you and your companies as well. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Denise, and thank you guys again.
Okay. What I really wanted to say was thank you all for coming first, but also this software that we're launching and the need that comes out of it. Something came up the other day and somebody said that the spreadsheet was invented in 1977, 30 years ago, or almost 30 years ago. And I'm thinking if our cell phones were 30 years old, I don't think we'd be using them. But we're putting all of our assets and our most important assets in a 77 or a 30-year-old product. So what we've developed here, and Kenny House is a recent Belmont graduate, but man, a wizard. He came in and took the vision we had and made it into something that now all of you can use, and that's pretty exciting to us. So we've created a little presentation. We'll show you walk through it. I think the most important thing about this software from a newsworthy standpoint is that it aggregates everything that goes into the song life cycle. So from the song creation and a songwriter putting it in the system, no more redundant, retyping of everything back in, and then coming all the way full circle to royalties and calculations of writer recoupments and things like that. So it's a full service, full cycle system. I'm going to run the video because it speaks better than I do, and then we'll open it up for question and answers and introduce Kenny at the end. What if you could spend more time pitching and connecting and less time searching for songs and tracking down digital royalties? What if your writers could spend more time writing and less time filling out paperwork and wasting time on redundant systems? What if your team could shorten the time from song creation to song exploitation from weeks down to just a few minutes? What if you could access your catalog, reach out to a producer, and pitch a song from wherever you are, whenever you need it, 24/7? What if you could register songs, calculate royalties, and manage demo costs and writer balances all within a single dashboard? Well, it's time to say goodbye to the what-ifs and say hello to Music Pub Works. Music Pub Works offers the most intuitive and affordable one-stop shop for asset management, registration, royalties, and more. Developed by music industry pros for music industry pros, here are just a few highlights of what Music Pub Works can do for you. Our creative portal features a single view dashboard with 4 modules and a player for easy access to listen to and search your catalog of songs. Review, edit, and update associated data, and add various versions related to the song, and record and review a history of pitches for each and every title. A customer contact module allows you to search your database of contacts and quickly review pitches made and history of interactions by each contact. Song pitches can be created in minutes and be readily available for review from the pitch module, giving you at-a-glance access to each and every pitch, including notice on the number of times each song has been played. And because Music Pub Works has been based on Common Works registration standards, The data collection streamlines the registration of works to ensure faster and more accurate earnings. When a writer is ready to upload a new song, the process is simple and can be completed from any mobile phone, tablet, laptop, or computer in a matter of minutes. Once a new song has been filed, any additional version of the song, as well as demo bills, license, and related documents, can be uploaded and will remain forever associated with that song. Once a song is in the system, locating it is a fast and easy database search. And once you've located the song, all associated data is displayed and editable. Lyrics can be added or edited. Keywords and notes can be updated. Ready to make a pitch? No problem. Our pitch portal creates a digital pitch sheet in a matter of minutes. Simply create a title, select a contact, identify the prospective artist, add the songs you want to send, and click. A customized pitch sheet with embedded player means your songs will be available for play on any device as soon as you send the email. No downloading, zipping, or Dropboxing required. Our accounting admin portal provides a clean and organized solution for all of your licensing and royalty accounting needs. Demo bills can be uploaded and assigned by writer and song. Digital royalty statements can be quickly uploaded and assigned to songs automatically with just the click of a button. And because the entire system rests on the cloud, you can get down to the business of making money, making music, whenever and wherever you happen to be.
Not a long presentation. I'm going to get wrapped up in chords. Kenny House is going to come up here. If anybody has any questions, we're willing to field some questions. Anybody? One of the things that will happen, you saw the MPW on the music pitch sheet, and that is a customizable logo to your company. So logo and color can change by account. Any questions? Wow, this is easy.
Can you explain royalty statement processing a little bit more? I mean, you're capable of, you said digital, assigning digital royalties, but how extensive is it for actually handling and processing all income source documents?
Sure. Okay. We've set it up, as I said, based on CWR. So as the fields are mapped in there, we've matched them against some of the top 10, top 7 of the digital sources, the sources that will give you statements digitally. And so we map that out, and as your data comes in then from the statement, it's already been mapped out by writer agreement. They put it into the system when you set it up. So in database format, you want to clarify anything, or do you want to?
Yeah, so mechanicals, sync licensing can be put in on an individual basis if you'd like, but like Denise was saying, most of your digital income sources that are coming from the common places are going to just be an automatic, or not automatic, but you can upload a file, it'll read everything in. Beyond that, anything can still be put in, line item if there's something that needs to be entered manually. Then we've also incorporated things like demo costs. So if you have somebody with a demo session, since we have the song information and the writer information to split those costs out, you don't have to go through anymore and calculate, this goes half to this writer and half to this writer, and this is a co-pub or this is a regular publishing deal, and expenses need to be split this way. Since all that information is in one place, those splits occur automatically. So that's eased up our accounting, I think, a lot.
The background of it is that you go in and you set up a writer's agreement just as you would on a contract or an agreement. And all of those fields are in there, and that's how it gets mapped out then. So it really is a clickable button to upload.
Who has the authority to update any of the agreements? Does your insurance have the ability to do that?
Oh, sure. There's user management access on there, so you can adjust the permissions based on what you need for your company. The same on the creative side as well. So if you want writers the ability to have the ability to upload a song, but maybe not to see everybody's songs, or maybe automated, not to see all of the pitches that are going through the whole company. Then you can adjust those permissions on a user-by-user basis or by groups in there.
But each profile is set up as a separate company, that we have none of that access. When you set up a company and your users are assigned, you're the one that assigns the permissions.
Oh, sure.
As you're out talking to early customers, how many products did you find they are running today versus what you built? Like, how complex is what you're replacing in terms of number of tools or products?
You want to go?
Well, yeah, what we found mostly was that there was, we didn't find anyway, a system out there that was able to do the full life cycle of a song. We may have missed one, but to my knowledge, we don't have that ability. What we learned more was that a lot of, I think maybe you guys can testify, a lot of it's being done with spreadsheet, and the ones that are out there that are being done, maybe the one we used was Final Cut Pro conversion, and it had gotten older, and we weren't able to update it properly. So I think some of the operating systems are getting old and not keeping up to date, and that's kind of what this is. And then a lot of them aren't cloud-based.
Yeah, I'd say probably something like 5 programs or more that we were seeing. So a lot of people were typically emailing in songs. Things would then usually go into an iTunes database or some other system that was either distributed among everyone at a company, so everybody had their own copy that maybe they got every song, maybe they didn't, maybe they got every lyric sheet, maybe they didn't. And beyond that, you were typically seeing Excel spreadsheets to keep up with a lot of the data. Writer agreements were typically just in PDFs in a folder somewhere. And then you had QuickBooks for a lot of the accounting, which all the information you had coming in would need to be re-entered into QuickBooks or re-entered again. So I'd say probably most people were running 4 to 5 programs to do what we do with this system, and that's without accounting for something like a backup as well.
I'm assuming the songs in the cloud, they're MP3s?
We don't have any restrictions on the file type you actually upload. Certainly for streaming and browsing the catalog, something like an MP3 is going to be faster to stream, but if you'd like to upload full quality WAV files, you can.
So it doesn't matter whatever you drag in? It doesn't have to be an
No, not at all.
file?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We find that the MP3s are the better ones to use. If you need a wave for sync or film and television or something like that, you can certainly keep it up there. It's just something that you might not send out to everyday pictures.
Yeah, but you don't have to convert everything to an MP3 before you.
No, not at all.
No.
What about reports? Do you have built-in reports or customized reports?
Sure thing. We have a report system in place now. One of the things we had early on was people requesting the ability to just take by date, print out a list of songs, say for the past week, month, send that to their administrator. So you can get all that writer information, the splits, the co-writers, publishers, and send that off to begin the registration process or copyright process. If you have an administrator who's not on the system. But beyond that, we're kind of expanding the report capabilities based on what we hear from our customers. So that's one thing is we'd love to get a lot of feedback from our early users to see what more reports you would be interested in. We're committed to continuing to improve this, and it's not something that we're going to be charging for updates on a regular basis. We want to see the software grow and develop based on the needs of our customers.
With that being said, as far as tech support goes, are you guys fully stocked? Because I know I'm kind of a visual idiot, so I'm going to need a lot of help. But as far as tech support goes and your upgrades, how often do you see that coming?
I want to say something first on that. Kenny is a partner in this, and that was important to us as we went in, because if you don't have that developer partner, I think some of you already know what happens in a situation like that. Kenny is very important in this, and his being a partner and caring about the development of it, and continuing development. I mean, that's part of what we do. The fun part for us is finding new ways to make life a lot easier. Go ahead.
Oh, sure. Let's see. With regards to customer support, we have a phone number right on the webpage. You can call at any time if you want to talk to a person. We, of course, have support emails as well. So we're available anytime during the business days to contact us for support. And we're just over on 18th, too, if you ever want to stop by.
Yeah.
We have 3 people right now that will be need, we'll bring on more people.
And I'll say too, one of the biggest benefits to having the software cloud-based like this, where it's a web application, is it's not something where you get the first version now and version 1 or version 2 comes out 6 months later. This is going to be something where you're going to be seeing updates, new features added on, and capabilities to make the experience better and better, probably on a weekly basis.
So it is a software-based program that is cloud-based, not a web program. It's not web-based.
It is web-based. It's a web application.
Okay.
Mhm.
And go ahead.
So are you able to generate royalties and things within your administrative side of things, or are you inputting the information so that just the information is attached to the song?
It doesn't automatically draw from a particular source automatically or anything like that, but you can certainly, if you get a digital income statement, say from Music Reports, you're able to upload that and it will break out the line items and split it out by song titles and writers and everything on there. And you have the option to put things in manually too, since not everyone has gone to digital reports yet. I think, was there somebody?
In terms of pitching, is it all outgoing, or is there ability for somebody to access a catalog or even a specific subset of catalog and looking for songs?
Making a public search.
Oh, I'm not, so as for someone to upload a song for you to see, or?
Well, I mean, for somebody to be able to go in maybe with a password or something that to go in and search.
You mean like
Oh,
a
sure.
producer, if somebody wants to see it? Yeah,
Right.
absolutely, and help making a public side.
Yeah, right now we have the capability to add guest accounts that won't see any of your internals pitching or anything like that. But it comes down to, like I said, as far as permissions go. So you have the ability to set what people can do, whether they can search your full catalog or not. So you can certainly make accounts like that. That's one of the things we've received some interest in moving forward, is the ability to make some pages that you can designate public and brand, and just automatically update with your songs as well.
We've got a lot of interest with film, television searches, and that's the kind of thing we'll be able to make public so that you provide the link to somebody that can just do the search themselves.
So could you make like a Paul Worley folder? Everything you pitch to him, he could always go in and access and look and see?
Yes, absolutely. We refer to them as pitch lists on the site. That's sort of a play off of the term playlist. So you can send him a URL, and whenever he gets on there, he can see updated songs you've dropped in. It's not something static that you make once and it's going to be frozen that way.
And you can delete songs as you need to, and or as they get on hold someplace else, and add to it.
So when you pitch somebody a song or songs, you send them an email, and what's in that email? Is it just an MP3, or is it a link to another place to go?
It's actually it's a link to a web player we have, and that can be branded based on your company logo with your contact information on there. On that page, they can listen to the songs in a web player or on their phone or tablet. In addition to that, they can see the lyrics, which are attached to the song files, and they can download the songs if they'd like to download an audio file or bulk download all of the songs in the pitch list as well.
Being able to see the plays is important, because if you see that they're not playing it, you then can follow up with a CD if they need it. And that's really been a valuable tool for us to say, oh, this one's not getting played, let's get a CD over there.
In the pitch module, to what degree of detail is the search, is the catalog search? By tempo, by subject? How detailed can you get with your song?
Sure. Right now, I think we have filters for song title. You can search by writer, genre, tempo. I think that's what we have in place right now. That's certainly something that's not very difficult to expand if we hear a need for more.
Categories in for songs that are old, songs that we think that's.
Oh, sure. And we do update. There's the way to update song status as well. So when you get a song on hold or something like that, you can make sure your guys aren't sending pitches out with that song everywhere.
That's one of the modules you didn't see, I didn't go into, but it really, it has, so you can say it's been licensed, or it's on hold, or it's for,
So related to that, can you tag songs? Do you have to pick just the filters that you have, or can you add tags?
No, the keywords and genres are totally up to the users, and so you can have predefined genres. I know a lot of people like to kind of have set categories for things, but you can tag with any keywords you like, which keywords is another thing I forgot to mention in terms of filters there.
Go ahead.
Kind of go back to the admin side, can you explain how the song registration process would flow through the system?
Sure. So we're bringing in all the data according to the CWR spec, and so past that point, it'll just be generating a CWR file. There's a lot of data that goes into those files beyond typically what you might collect, and so we're in the process right now of getting started testing with the PROs in terms of the actual CWR registration process, but that should be up at the start of the year. And so once the information is in there, it'll need to be reviewed by an administrator in the system. So someone at your company or organization that'll just make sure everything's filled out correctly. Once you approve it, you can submit one of those CWR files.
One of the things we didn't mention is that we do have acoustic fingerprinting built into it, and that'll be an opt-in if you want it printed, then you can allow it to be fingerprinted, and it will work with, I assume most people know what acoustic fingerprinting is, but it protects your music in a bigger, better way.
Sure.
All the server stuff onto your side, or do the users have to use their own servers?
No, it's all hosted in the cloud. We're using Amazon's backend web services, and they always like to tout to. I think they provide 99 point, and then there's 9 nines after the decimal reliability with their storage on there as well. So this is probably more reliable than any backup you could host in your own system. And we do provide for the capability to download your catalog as well on an incremental basis. So after a month goes by and say writers have uploaded songs, you can download a file with all those if you'd like to keep a hard copy of them on your own system as well.
Does it have capability? Because I mean, it sounds great sending out links for
Sure.
pitches, but at least 50% or more of my pitching is done on hard copy. So can you make CDs from this, or do you have to have a separate program to still burn CDs from? And if so, you would still have to download it to your.
Sure. That's something we've looked into, and the capability for burning CDs from a browser is not in place yet for any browsers that I'm aware of. But you can certainly still make a pitch list and actually download all those files as a zip file. So it's a really quick thing to add them in there, download the whole thing. You open up that folder, and on Windows or a Mac, you can burn straight from there.
And my other question, real quick, was this sounds really great that our songwriters can load their own stuff up.
Sure.
Is it simple enough that a monkey can do it, or an ADD creative songwriter sucks at doing this anyway without this program?
I was actually going to throw it to Tony.
Because we all know how that
It's simple enough for anybody to use.
No, well,
I just wonder, would it freak my songwriter out to go, hey, I'm going to load this program on your computer and you have to use this to turn songs in? They're going to go, what?
Sure. I mean, I would say personally, it depends on the writer. But if a writer is familiar with, at least to the point of familiar with websites and logging on and uploading a file, one thing I'll say is we found that once our writers, since our writers can view, we have it set so they can view their own catalog. They begin to see what our creatives are seeing, and so they see if they upload their song and they add tags, things like suggested artists, and they add the genre and they put it in there, that it makes it easier for our creatives to sort through the catalog and find their songs. So I think there's a lot of incentive there for writers to supply as much information as they can about the song, and so for some there'll be more of a learning curve than others, but I think there's a lot of good reasons for writers to want to learn, and we've had overwhelmingly positive response from our writers.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 30 years, probably as long as anybody in here. I've been dealing with writers turning in songs for 30 years. This works. We've been doing this for a year now, developing this system. And Tony was laughing back here. We've been together for 30 years, and he actually turns his songs in. He was the last guy to figure it out, but he was quick. So.
What I think you'll find with it is don't put in limited information. So it's not just let them do it and then go away. You have, if you really do have to go back and say, okay, well, one of the big components in this is the IPI number. And if you ask people what their IPI number line number. But those kinds of things you may not get from a writer. You probably will get, what we found is we get the lyric, we get a timely, actually an immediate, and then it's able to be used immediately, MP3, and a lot of them are going to upload from GarageBand or Guitar World or whatever. And then they'll usually put in the lyrics, sometimes not, but those can always be put in at a later date, and anything within those fields can be edited afterwards. It's a good thing to have somebody go back and say, oh, what am I missing?
Another motivator is that every day when we open the software up, we see all the recent songs in order the way they came in. It comes up for all of us to see. So that motivates the writers to put them in immediately because they know we're going to hear them immediately in the order they were turned in. So that's pretty cool too. So it's never, have you heard this song? We've all heard it.
What form is the lyric in? Do they have a specific form they type into? Are they uploading a PDF?
No, it's actually cut and paste, so they can cut from whatever they've got. If it's a Word document or a text file or whatever, they'll copy it, they'll paste it right into the lyric. The reason that's important is then it activates a keyword search. So if you know that bananas in a song someplace, you can type a banana, it'll pull it up. But if you put it in there as an upload of a PDF, it's unlikely that it'll find it. And then when they print them out, though, it's printed as a PDF, right?
Yeah, so, yeah, and you can optionally upload lyric files too if someone wants to, or maybe they're on a device that they have trouble copying and pasting on. I know some phones can be a little tough in that regard, so you can still upload a PDF if you'd like.
And they can type it in there if they want. I mean, it's
Sure.
If you give a writer access to your catalog, do they see, they have a minimum lyric commitment, how,
quotas.
yeah, quotas, whether they met the quotas, and if so, is that based on what's been turned in, or what the publisher has set?
That's,
You can take that, yeah.
that's actually not built into our system, but it's something that we've talked about and can be built in pretty easily. It's just really more of a, when you go to set up your system, we would talk through these things and you'd say, I need these features, and that's something we would add into it. I know that there's more than one place that needs those in place, so that's something.
Can we determine what the writers see when they log in?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
So we can just say that you got access to just this.
Sure. Mhm. Is there a question?
Talk a little bit about the subscription levels, the different tiers, and if there are storage limits per tier.
We start out with an easy songwriter, which is basically a free account and allows for a limited number of songs to be uploaded. Pitches can still be made with them. It's ideally, maybe a new writer starting out or a student that wants to send some pitches to maybe a publisher or whatever. We move to the next level, which is a Songwriter Pro, and that one we based on our pricing on at $29 a month, and that is roughly, because file sizes will change. I mean, we could say roughly 1,500 songs, but that likely, if you're putting in waves, is not going to be 1,500 songs. So there is a limit to it, and then just an incremental increase if you go over that limit. Then there's the publisher version, and that is priced monthly as well, or the annual fee, and that will also be based on a certain level of songs in the catalog, and then incremental increase over there, and that one is starting at $249. From there we go to
That's $249 a month, right? Yeah.
From there, we go to admin level, or we can add accounting to that, because those are creative modules. And then you can add the accounting module, or you can buy the accounting just on its own. And then the admin level, where you would have multiple publishers or songwriters that you represent. And we've got a pricing structure up on the website. It's better than me trying to remember.
So it sounds like this is a great, creative tool. But me coming from an admin standpoint, I mean, we're uploading files from, all of our sub-publishers and all of the major, sources. Take anything in Excel and turn that
it out to wherever it needs to be and do the calculations and your payments that you'll know what you're.
So then there's interfaces then that can handle all the different file formats that you come across to upload statements.
That we've got right now, I think we looked at the top 8.
Sure. Most of the largest sort of troublesome digital royalties sources that will give you those tens of thousands of line items to put in for a single pay period. And then beyond that, we've been moving through some of the labels to get in some of their mechanical royalty statements as well. So, but I'd love to talk with you more about that afterward, actually, to see some more of the file formats you're dealing with, to see if we can implement those. That'd be great.
So from an admin perspective again, if one of my publisher clients uses your software, my company does not, is there, we've heard counterpoints using commercial, is there any importing system that your software can talk to my software? So I'm not having to manually enter in all songs each time, or?
You're saying your publisher, a publisher client would have our system.
Correct.
And you've got Counterpoint.
Correct.
And are those,
We don't have a bridge to Counterpoint Music Maestro yet. Now, I will say our system is capable of outputting reports, like I said, based on recent songs that can give you those writer splits and information with regards to the agreements with the writer as well. So I would have to look more into how Counterpoint can import data, but certainly outputting either a CWR file that could have the information about the songs, or simply an Excel or CSV with the song information, I'm sure could be uploaded into there. But we don't have that direct bridge yet to Counterpoint systems.
Two questions. One, do you have a way of tracking or attaching ISRC codes to the songs that are cut? And then the second part is, when you're manipulating all of the information and changing stuff, if you stop using that application, where does that information, like, how do we keep that information?
Sure. So I'll mention with regards to ISRC codes, let's see, the IPI numbers for your writers and publishers, copyright numbers, and even CCLI numbers. There's fields for all of those connected with the song as well. So certainly all that can be included in, absolutely for registration purposes, you have that in there. I mentioned the incremental backups that you have the availability for in the system. You can actually include with that a full database backup as well. And so all of that data that's in the system is not something we're going to keep from you. So you have access to download your full database, and if you'd like to import it into your own database for whatever purpose you can. Oh, sure.
is there a way to design specific reports to designate what you want to be shipped to CCLI? Where you can set a report and pull what you want it to pull, be a report that you can then send to CCLI on a regular basis?
Oh, are you asking in terms of automatically sending a report to them, or just to customize a report? I'm sure. We don't have the automatic capability in there yet. I will say the reports are something that we've been expanding more and more as we've heard needs from clients. So absolutely we could, and that might be something that if you're interested in getting onto the system, we could talk to you if you have specific reporting needs.
That is something that we feel very strongly about, that if this isn't something you help develop, and as customers need to be involved in development as well, because it's a dynamic product, we're constantly updating and adding improvements, and they will be improvements that come from you to us.
Just thinking about some of my clients that have tens of thousands of songs in particular in right track, and just the migration involved from that and how kind of antiquated it is to a modern system. Is that something that could be consulted on, or would you ever consider having a service where you go in and actually physically migrate the entire catalog for that user?
Absolutely. With regards to bringing somebody into the system, we work hand in hand with people on an individual basis as far as the migration goes. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes people have it in Excel spreadsheets, sometimes it's in rights track, and so we'll work with you directly on that. It can be a little daunting for a customer to think about trying to get that in there, but particularly with people using rights track, that system is quickly getting to the point that it's very concerning in terms of reliability there. So that's something we'd love to help people get that into a more solid format.
At the end of its product life cycle,
Mhm.
you know, they're checking the wall and don't really know what to do.
Yeah, songwriters can start at any point, set up an account and start uploading songs within minutes. For publishers or anyone with existing data, it really requires an install. And so we're available. He's mostly available. Install.
So is there a way to try this out, just to, even like, so you say you can sign up for a free version, even if it's, you know,
Yes, and
feel like
actually,
you're one songwriter, independent songwriter.
yeah, and
kind of
that brings up a
instill
good
some of
point.
that.
If you'll leave your cards on the desk by Eric, if you have a card, I'll be sending out emails to everybody that I have their email on, and we're gonna offer an account and help you get it set up so you can try it out. We'll set it up with a couple users so you can try it out with some users as well.
If we're already on the cloud, are we able to integrate with, over to our cloud service versus paying for an additional Amazon? Because obviously we would pay for Amazon service. Is it possible that we could just use what we already have and just integrate it over?
We don't have that capability right now. We do take care of all the hosting and everything is included with the cost there. So you're not you wouldn't need to set up any additional accounts with Amazon or anything to use our system if you don't have one. But we don't have anything like that in mind in terms of a full service license yet. That's partially because we want to make sure we're constantly able to update the software and keep you on the newest version and improve the software over time. So if we were to have the software deployed on multiple people's different hosted solutions that they had, that would prohibit us from doing that.
Any other questions? I think we have food in the back, and if you have any questions, we're here. Stick around if you have any questions about how it works. Tony's back here to answer questions. Eric uses it, Lynn uses it, and Russ. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Like I was thinking of. I didn't see you sitting there. She could have been here too, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna leave my car. Or keep it on.